Cardi B and Offset are in major trouble right now as they're being sued by homeowners in Beverly Hills for over $85,000 in alleged property damages and persistent unpaid rent. So let's dive into it. So it looks like Cardi B and Offset's love life isn't the only thing going through a rough patch right now.
Cause you will fucking talk to a nigga and a motherfucker will play in your fucking face, and you really been fucking doing me dirty after so many years that I motherfucking helped your ass.
These two have just been hit with a lawsuit as of yesterday, where the landlord is pretty much claiming they turned their LA rental home from 2022 into a kid's playground. Now we're going to be getting into the lawsuit in just a bit, but first I think it's important for us to really understand where Cardi B stands with the idea of not paying rent. Because yes, she did talk about it just about a month ago. So Cardi recently became a landlord herself before being hit with this lawsuit. And she talked about how she personally felt about her own tenants not paying rent for 9 months. Yeah, you heard that right. She allowed her tenants to live rent-free in her investment property for 9 months, and her justification was just because her and Offset are too busy and too tired with their own life to worry about collecting their tenants' rent. I can't make this up, you guys. Rich people problems.
We have tenants that haven't even paid fucking rent for like 9 months. 9 months. And sometimes like we be so busy, and like our house managers, like they'll be so busy that I'll be like, you know what? Don't even fucking take them to court, because we just be so fucking tired. Like we don't even have time for that, because we just be doing so much shit. Like sometimes people be like, oh, get property. Like, please, babe. Oh, I don't want properties as gift. I don't want properties as gift. Ugh.
What a great landlord, am I right? What a smart move as a property owner. I mean, heck, in that case, I'd love to be one of Cardi B's tenants. Just live rent-free for 9 months? People were shocked to hear this, and to further show how careless Cardi was about the idea of not paying rent, which is important to the story later on because of the lawsuit, she also had this to say, and it seems to be Offset in the background chiming in with her, saying they just don't care that their tenants haven't paid rent for 9 months, and that they ended up profiting off the property anyway. The value of the property went up, so she thinks that her tenants not paying their rent pretty much makes up for it.
Then let's talk about the tenants issue, right? All right, so look. So are we stressing that like tenants are not paying the rent and no, because we don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like we just don't care. Like it's like I'm not moving my shit out the way, so it's like I go to court and I can file paperwork and we this and that. We just don't care. And at the end of the day, we're planning to selling the lands, because now in Atlanta, I'm not gonna front, like we bought them for like we bought these properties for like $250. When was it? Like in 2019, 2018 for like $250, and the other one we bought it for like $300, and now I think like the $250 one is like around the $400s in Jonesboro, and like the other one is like $500 now. I don't know. But we just be doing so much. Like our career is just so much that it's like the investment properties, we just let it sit there, honey. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Now, don't get me wrong. We all know Cardi B is a busy woman. I'm sure with the level of fame that she's at right now, I'm sure she has a lot of different responsibilities. But in no way is that an excuse to not end up paying your own rent, which seems to be where she stands at and seems to be why she has been hit with this lawsuit that's claiming her and Offset haven't paid their rent back in 2022. Unless Cardi and Offset have both become broke, which I doubt is the case, I'm gonna have to assume that if Cardi and Offset are guilty in this lawsuit, that it has to do with lack of responsibility as opposed to financial difficulty, because let's be real, these two definitely have the money and the resources to pay their rent. But then again, I guess Cardi holding this standard that she talked about, her own tenants not paying their rent, only ended up backfiring on her own self, because we now know how she feels when her own tenants don't pay rent, so she probably feels the same way herself if she were to not pay rent, that it'll just be sunshines and rainbows, fine and dandy identity and she can live rent-free and that there's no consequences to not paying rent. TMZ published an article this Friday saying Cardi B and Offset sued for failing to pay rent, allegedly trashed vacation home. And the article delves deeper into the alleged property damages in a home that Offset and Cardi were renting back in early 2022 up until October. Cardi B and Offset are being taken to court over the Beverly Hills house they were renting because they allegedly skipped out on rent and left the place trashed. According to the documents obtained by TMZ, Cardi and Offset lived in the swanky pad starting in early 2022, but they bounced from the property in October without giving a notice. According to the landlord, they were behind on rent and utility payments when they left. Making matters worse, the owners say they found significant property damage once the couple left, including permanent scratches in the tile floors, rugs and curtains, broken furniture, holes in the walls, and burn marks on things like tables, counters, and cabinets. They estimate the cost of damages to be around $85,000, and the landlord says they've tried multiple times to resolve the issue, but to no avail. So yeah, apparently they were in arrears on their rent, behind on payment according to the suit obtained by TMZ, and the alleged property damages are amounting to upwards of $85,000, which is a lot of damage, you guys. And people have been commenting on this, saying things like, how you just don't pay your bills? How can you be rich and can't afford to pay your mortgage or bills? That's what happens when you think you're above everyone else. The lawsuit also sparked conversation over on Twitter, and people have been dragging Cardi, saying things like she really had the nerve to spend $2 million on her recent music video, and they were clowning on her for allegedly not paying the rent, and saying things like it seems like her and Offset just don't have their priorities straight.
A lot of money on a video.
This one I think is like, how much?
$2 million? Woo! And I want to say no one does that anymore. Like, so that's how I know this means a lot to you to invest back into to what it is you're trying to do.
That same fan base tried to drag Nicki for renting jewelry she barely wears, but their favorite can't even pay rent? I just burst out laughing. Embarrassing. They don't have the funds, now they're doing these publicity stunts? Wasted $2 million for a music video that flopped only to not pay their rent. Priorities are messed up. All them Birkins but can't pay rent is crazy. Apart from all of this, Cardi and Offset's relationship with each other haven't been the best either. This past month, Cardi has also recently come on Instagram Live to talk about how she's actually single now, and following another Instagram Live, she's even trashed Offset publicly. So it seems like they're not really on the best terms either.
And it's so fucking sad that a nigga like to, this motherfucker really like to play games with me when I'm at my most vulnerable time, when I'm not the most confident. He likes to play games with me because he knows I'm not an easy girl. He knows yesterday I could have been out, I could have been chilling, I could have been this and that. He knows I'm in my house. He knows that I'm chilling. He knows I'm not doing the most. And I've really been sparing you. You've been fucking feeling yourself, you bitch ass nigga, because of your bitch album and shit. And you really been fucking doing me dirty after so many fucking years that I motherfucking helped your ass. Not even a fucking thank you that I got for your ass. And it's so crazy that I gotta go to the fucking internet because whenever I tell you something, you don't take shit serious.
But I definitely want to know what you guys think about this lawsuit that came out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see you all in the next video.